Welcome back to my channel. Today, I'm making a guide on how to build Nightwing in DC Dark Legion. Even though I only have him at 1 white star, I know many of you are using him, so I decided to make this video. I didn't choose Nightwing because I want to save resources for Supergirl and Superman, especially since I already have Crypto and a high-star Superman. That said, Nightwing and Deathstroke are actually really strong. Many players use Constantine, Joker, and Sinestro. So whenever you run into a team with Nightwing and Deathstroke, it usually means game over. Before we begin, if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to do so to catch more awesome videos. All right, let's get started. Let's start with a quick overview of Nightwing. He's classified as an assassin and is specialized in targeting backline enemies, who usually have the lowest HP. This makes him an ideal threat eliminator in PvP. In contrast, Deathstroke focuses his attacks on enemies with the highest attack stats. Together, Nightwing and Deathstroke currently form one of the most dominant duos in PvP combat. What makes Nightwing especially dangerous is his chaining mechanic. When his ultimate defeats a target, he immediately redirects his next strike to the next lowest HP enemy, and continues this sequence until he fails to secure a one-shot kill. This can wipe out entire backlines in a single turn if he's properly built. His core strengths lie in critical rate, and critical damage, crit DMG. However, his main weakness is that when used alone, it's hard to reach high crit rate or crit DMG because his skills rely on Batman faction synergy. Without teammates from the same faction, his built-in bonuses are weaker. That said, he can still be very strong as a solo carry if you invest heavily in crit stats using his star level, gear, transmute, and force. Personally, I prefer this solo build, especially in the current meta where self-sufficient fighters are more valuable than team-dependent ones. As for the Batman team, it's not that strong overall. Most of its power comes from Nightwing himself. Without him, the team struggles. So if you plan to use Nightwing, I highly recommend building him as a standalone assassin with a full crit focus setup to unleash his full potential. All right, now let's talk about Legacy. First, we have Nightwing's exclusive Legacy, and this one is absolutely perfect for him. It boosts his attack and physical pen, and even better, if his crit rate exceeds 100%, the excess gets converted into more physical pen, allowing Nightwing to deal even more damage. And since he already has 100% crit rate, that means every hit is guaranteed to crit, plus he gets bonus pen on top of it. The second skill in his legacy tree increases crit DMG, and more importantly, gives him plus 10 energy every time he defeats an enemy. Now just imagine this. When Nightwing uses his ultimate and knocks out one enemy, he instantly gains 10 energy. Then, thanks to his passive, he continues attacking the next lowest HP enemy. If that target happens to be a summoned unit, like one of Poison Ivy's plants, which usually have very low HP, he can easily defeat them too and gain another 10 energy. This chain can continue, and by the time he hits a tougher enemy who doesn't die in one blow, he might already have full energy again, allowing him to instantly use his ultimate one more time. Just thinking about it is already insane. It's a devastating loop that can completely destroy backlines and summoned units in one go. If you don't have the resources to unlock Nightwing's exclusive legacy, or if you want to invest your legacy into another hero instead, then I recommend going with T-Sphere as your second option. T-Sphere is also a powerful legacy focused on crit DMG and attack. Its skill boosts crit rate, and when you use your ultimate, it increases crit DMG even more. That makes it a perfect fit for Nightwing since his damage relies heavily on critical hits. As for the third option, you could consider Tectonic. Although its skill includes a healing reduction effect, which isn't that useful for Nightwing, the rest of its stats are actually very good for him. The base stats boost both attack and crit DMG, which are key to maximizing Nightwing's potential. The skill also increases crit rate, and while reducing enemy healing might seem unnecessary for him, it can still come in handy, especially against teams with early healers. Personally, I often use Tectonic on Deathstroke, mainly because I have it at a higher star level, but I still believe T-Sphere is the better match for Nightwing if you're aiming to boost his crit-based burst damage. Now let's talk about Transmute. When it comes to stat priorities, if possible, you should focus entirely on crit rate, especially when pairing it with Nightwing's exclusive Legacy. Other important stats to aim for include attack, crit DMG, and physical pen. But overall, your top priority should always be crit rate, and you should build him purely for burst damage. Why is that so important? Because if Nightwing can't quickly eliminate key targets, your entire team could fall apart. You're using up a valuable slot for him, so if he fails to execute his role, it puts your whole strategy at risk. For example, let's say Nightwing's job is to take out Constantine. If he jumps in but doesn't deal enough damage to finish the job, Constantine might get healed and protected, and then he turns around and deals massive damage to your team. Just like that, you lose momentum and possibly the entire match. That's why I strongly recommend maxing out crit rate and damage output to make sure Nightwing can carry out his mission and not leave room for the enemy to recover. Now let's move on to set bonuses in Transmute. Personally, I think momentum is the best option for heroes like Nightwing and Deathstroke. If possible, try to go for a full 5/5 momentum set. The reason is simple. It gives a big attack boost at the start of the battle, which gradually decreases over time. This perfectly matches Nightwing's playstyle. He needs a huge burst of damage right at the beginning to eliminate threats early. That early damage spike helps him finish off enemies quickly. And if he defeats an enemy within the first, 15 seconds, he also heals. Though keep in mind, this doesn't count summoned units like Poison Ivy's vines. If defeating summons could also trigger healing, Nightwing would be way too strong. Now, if you're not confident that Nightwing can take down enemies within that short time frame, you can go with a hybrid build. Use 2 pieces of momentum and 2 pieces of Battle Ready. Battle Ready gives Nightwing increasing attack, defense, and men every 5 seconds throughout the fight. And if he survives 30 seconds, he also gets an ultimate damage boost, which can be clutch in longer battles. So, in summary, if you want a high-risk, high-reward playstyle, go for 5 momentum. Win fast or lose fast. If you prefer consistency and scaling, especially in longer matches, go for star 2 momentum plus 2 battle ready. Both are viable, but it depends on how confident you are in Nightwing's early game burst potential. Finally, let's talk about force. For Nightwing, you should focus entirely on attack and crit DMG. Even the multiversal force skills mainly boost crit DMG and attack, so there's really no need to care about HP or resistance-related stats here. Your priority order should be 1. Multiversal force skills that boost attack and crit DMG. 2. Then go for more crit DM 3. After that, physical pen 4. And finally, more attack. I've repeated the reasoning for this throughout the video, so I won't go over it again here. Just remember, it's all about maximizing damage. As for team composition, you can use Nightwing in a Justice League Dark lineup by replacing Zatanna. Add 1 Titan hero to go with Nightwing so you get the 3 Titan/3 Justice League Dark synergy bonus. You can use either a Wonder Woman type or Dr. Fate type hero instead of Red Robin, depending on your needs. Although Red Robin is ranked lower on most tier lists, I think he can still perform just as well as Wonder Woman in the right setup, especially when it comes to tanking for the team. That's it for this video. You can also check out my guide on building a free-to-play JLD team, which I've linked in the comments to help you get started as early as possible. Don't forget to join the subscriber giveaway. I'll be picking the winner tomorrow. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.